Yeah, I don't know how much it's still timely, but last week we had the Supreme Court issued one of their technical rulings, which is usually a sign to get scared because they don't deal too well with technical issues. But the argument, but the issue which was interesting and I think has a lot of value for startups is the decision came down and said, yes, code is copyrightable, but if you're copying even a fairly substantial amount of it for the purpose of setting up an API that people understand, that's fair use. And fair use is something that unfortunately isn't very well fleshed out. Courts try to get around it all the time, which is a bane to all of us who write parody stuff. But it was a cool take to just say, hey, they didn't even get to whether or not this was a violation. They said, even if it were, this would be fair use. It's totally cool if you're trying to set up something that allows people to understand and use each other's stuff, which I think has great ramifications for creativity, which is the whole point of intellectual property law in theory, even though we've kind of gotten away from that. So I was kind of excited about it. And I thought it played in well with Victoria's story last week, talking about APIs and such. It's out there, and I think it's going to have some impact on other vendors that we work with in our world going forward.
Yeah, when I saw that last week, and I read, I think my colleague Jacqueline Thomason, she wrote that up. I think it was her on National Law Journal, and I was just kind of like, it is interesting, and I think it would spur like more people like creating those APIs. I don't know if legal tech, if it would encourage them, because I think with speaking to legal tech vendors, it's just the clients have to say, hey, I actually want this, even though we're starting to the legal tech purchasers that I'm reaching out to, they're saying, yeah, we want better APIs. So I don't think necessarily the Supreme Court not weighing in with stopping legal tech companies is them being told like from their clients, like, hey, I need more interoperability among like my different types of vendors. So, the Supreme Court is kind of saying, hey, you guys have the freedom to do that. Now I just think it has to be the client, like that client demand to say, hey, do this. So it helps them, but I think like it's a bigger issue with legal tech companies.